Chuck, Chansey Park in the foreground. Downtown Fresno is finally home to professional soccer. Fresno State, the Fresno Fuego, now finally a team to call their own. Welcome to United Soccer League coverage of the 2018 season. It's the inaugural game between Las Vegas Lights FC on the road taking on Fresno Football Club. Matt Stubbington alongside Mike Watts. These fans are so excited for this. This is a soccer city.
It certainly is. So knowledgeable are the fans. They're so excited. And why not? They have a great team to support, and it should be a great action tonight against Las Vegas Lights.
And how about bringing in a great management team if you're going to try and start off with a bang? They did that. Andy Smith and Frank Yolla brought in by their owner Ray Beshoff to make sure that they got off to the right start.
Well, Frank Yolla, so much experience as a coach in his own right. But Andy Smith, he's a young coach, got lots of experience as an assistant in Sacramento, but he's also got head coaching experience at different academy levels, so he knows how to put a team together. On the other sideline, Chelis, what can you say? He's got lots of experience himself, but he's got lots of personalities as well. He likes an entertaining, attacking style of the game. It should be interesting to see what his team brings to the action tonight.
And it was announced that his 30-year-old son, Isidro Sanchez, will ascend to the head coaching role. He's now the technical director. That was announced on Wednesday by owner Brett Lashbrook and the management team he's put together. We're just minutes away from the inaugural kickoff between Fresno and Las Vegas. Somos Zorros versus For Vegas, Vi Vegas. Comes your way next. Fresno FC's Originals, to be exact. They take on Las Vegas Lights FC as we welcome you to a 2018 season opener, the inaugural game for both sides. Matt Stubbington alongside Mike Watts. We meet the starters for Las Vegas Lights, the inaugural 11, Sammy Ochoa and Daigo Kobayashi, the two with the most USL experience.
Daigo Kobayashi is going to be a huge influence in the center of the park. Look to him to be more of a holding role, but it'd be interesting to see how this team goes about their business. It's going to be an attacking, entertaining lineup for Chelis and the Las Vegas Lights tonight.
Adam Smith and Frank Yolla tried to get a lot of USL experience in their lineup. Most of the players here have played in USL at some point.
Headlined by Kaffer up top. He's a very influential player, scored a lot of goals for his previous club. So I'm interested to see how he does in action tonight.
Well, welcome to the Chuck, wherever you may be watching. Fresno Football Club And Las Vegas Lights are officially professional football clubs in the United Soccer League. Welcome, one and all. It's the neon-colored jerseys that made so much noise for Las Vegas, while the Foxes come out in their light blue kits. Well over 6,000 tickets out the door by noon today. And you can already hear the atmosphere. Johnson at the byline. Johnson overtaken. Alvarez. Shot is on and in the first 2 minutes. Matt Thomas scores the first goal for Las Vegas Lights. Oh, what a debut. They always wanted to do it the Vegas way, and they come right out of the gate.
Immediately, Fresno FC were on the attack, lose the ball in transition, don't get back defensively. Ball gets switched out to the left side. Matt Thomas collects it, looks up, takes another touch. He's not closed down, takes a third touch and buries it with his left foot. Not the start that Fresno FC wanted, but exactly the start that the Lights wanted.
And a Las Vegas native, the first goal for Lights FC. Matt Thomas right at the outset. And everything you planned for today goes out the window immediately, doesn't it, Matt?
It does a little bit. I mean, the one good thing about this is that you have 89 minutes to make amends. Certainly it's an eye-opener, and it'd be interesting to see how Fresno FC respond.
Kaffa to the back post. Fans in Fresno are really going to like Juan Pablo Kaffa. Last year an MVP candidate in Tulsa. All USL selection. The violinist of the viaduct. Here's Kyle Rainish, the 34-year-old goalkeeper from Valencia, California.
Coach Adam Smith wanted to add an experienced goalkeeper to his lineup. He was able to do that when he signed Rainish late in the preseason.
He said they had guys on trial and they just weren't totally comfortable with the position. Rainish backed up Brad Guzan last year at Atlanta United, and before that, MLS Ironman Luis Robles in New York. Skips away off Johnson. And as Zach Drake last to touch that, it's a throw for the Foxes.
Be alert at all times.
Cooper.
Spectator area. Please inform children in your care of these risks. Thank you.
Cooper lines it off. Kanan. Well, this is dangerous. Johnson overtaken and knocked upfield by Garduño. Well, that's going to be Las Vegas in a nutshell, isn't it? Moments of brilliance and other moments that are rather opaque defending.
It was a scary moment. Garduño coming back very nicely to take that ball off of the foot of Johnson, who looked like he was going to be in on net unchallenged. Just at the last moment, the ball drifted away from the Englishman a little bit, allowing Garduño the time to get in and nip that ball off of his foot. You've got to play both sides of the ball. It's great that you play offense, but you've got to play the defensive side too and be smart in your own defensive half, and particularly in your own defensive third.
Here's Cooper. Sliding challenge by Zach Drake, the Canadian. Space through here. Juan Pablo Kaffa. Service is lofted into the air. Drake again with another somewhat dangerous, but this time a better connected clearance.
I love the way Kaffa just hesitated on his run, stayed on side.
Through for Johnson. Ball drops right down. Contact. There's no whistle there. And Ricardo Ferrigno not yet pressured by Fresno. As Ribeiro's back to his feet.
Ferrigno there just taking the ball to the corner of the box, allowing Ribeiro time to gain his own foot, make sure he wasn't injured.
Throw goes first to Alvarez, but instead a free kick here for Las Vegas.
Yes.
24,000 fans came out for their first 3 home matches over Saturdays in downtown Las Vegas at Cashman Field. That's Cesares. And now space. Kaffa from the right. Ribeiro running down the middle. There's contact there. Ball spills out, and a corner for Fresno is.
I think the referee might have waved that off and gave a foul against Fresno FC.
And Ferrigno is pointing towards his bicep, and he remains down. If you don't know Ricardo Ferrigno yet, he is one of the most unique goalkeepers in the American soccer landscape, and he's actually not played a competitive game in it yet. Here's the contact.
He came out bravely to get the ball. His defender was trying to shield off the attacker. Ellis Hayden coming in. Contact. So there's a little knock on the elbow. He's flat out on his back.
He's still gesturing toward the AR and the referee both. Angel Alvarez is the 20-year-old backup from the Las Vegas area, and they'll try and take care of Ferrigno's early flesh wound. Well, let's be honest. Just from the outset, the way the announcement was made, the voting from 6 names to name this Las Vegas franchise, the jerseys and the emoji on the inside of the jersey that they can pull over their face. The goalkeeper, Las Vegas from the beginning was always trying to do this in a unique Vegas way, and they did. And I wasn't sure what it would look like, but it looks like this.
And so far it's been pretty entertaining.
I'm 9 minutes into this, and I'm not looking to miss this year.
On the flip side, though, for Fresno FC, I mean, that's annoying from a player standpoint and a coach standpoint. Fresno FC have been on the front foot ever since the opening whistle. And you have a goalkeeper remonstrating and coming down with an injury. I'm sure it hurt, but it just killed the momentum of the game just a little bit and allowed his team to get some good shape and move the ball forwards.
Foul in a dangerous position here, and Fresno will have a free kick.
Free kick of the match for Fresno FC.
It was Augie Cesares. Spent 4 years in Sacramento.
So Juan Pablo Kaffa wants the ball. Great opportunity on this set piece for Fresno FC to find a way to tie the game.
Most of his goals and assists last year came off set pieces. Had 9 goals, the most he'd ever scored in a season. Kaffa. Ball knocked away, down in the box. Camden Fail took an effort at it, and Jamal Johnson follows. And Fresno off into the corner. This will be a throw for Alex Cooper. Cooper muscled off the ball by Zach Drake. This is a Las Vegas team that is notably tonight without Marcelo Alatorre, the captain for Las Vegas's preseason matches. He did travel, did not suit up. While he does have a signed USL contract, we were told before the game that despite being cleared by the USL and US Soccer, there was a holdup with his international transfer certificate from Pumas and the Mexican Federation, so he is unavailable to play tonight, but is on the bench. And Freddie Adu did not travel, the wonder kid turned journeyman, so he's not available tonight for Vegas, who are into the attack. That ball launched well out of play into the Fire Squad Fresno section. You see those Originals scarves. Pretty much those season ticket holders who jump in this year get the chance to call themselves Originals. But you think about Fresno State and Fresno Fuego, the Originals oftentimes been around even longer than this.
Certainly have a richer history in this area for the game of soccer. Love the energy that I'm seeing from Fresno FC at the moment. They're certainly trying to get into their attacking third quickly, trying to possess the ball as well. Like they seem to be concentrating more on the left flank, though. They might be better served if they could find a way to stretch out the defense, switch the point of attack. Maybe they'll find some more clean-cut avenues into their attacking third.
Kaffa. And out by Garduño.
Thank you to all Ballroom Kids sponsor, Premier Valley Bank. Tonight's ball
If you missed the first few minutes, we wouldn't blame you. First game of Fresno FC and Las Vegas Lights, and a second-minute goal from Matt Thomas as the Vegas side in front on the road at the Chuck in downtown Fresno. And the overlap is on here for Las Vegas. Kobayashi. Kobayashi sends it in front. The flick on is over the crossbar. And it was deflected last by Fresno. Corner on the way for Lights FC.
That was clever there from Matt Thomas, who initiated the attack. He lost his footing and allowed the ball to go through his legs once he got back onto his feet. Started the overlapping run.
Thomas, Wiki, Garduño in the 18. Kanan runs by. Calderon, in-swinger. As far as Kanan. Thomas slipped over the ball. And now Fresno is trying to get out in transition. That's too far for Ellis Hayden.
Toe poke clearance just didn't stay in bounds over the sideline for the throw into Las Vegas Lights. So Rivero, number 9 for Fresno FC, marking up number 33, Garduño, sorry. He was the target on that corner kick, mate. Ball never got to him, and the number 33 for Las Vegas actually went to ground.
But Garduño didn't get the call there. Lob toward Ribeiro, who the Brazilian hails most recently from Harrisburg City Islanders. Fresno on the ball at the quarter-hour mark. Vegas striking in the second minute. Ochoa again. Johnson. Kicked out by Garduño. Led at Banados and Dorados in the Ascenso division in Mexico. So many of these Vegas players hailing from the Mexican second division, which is where Chalice and his son Isidro Sanchez coached most recently.
Garduño is very much a no-nonsense player. Big center back. Keep an eye on it. Almost seems like he's man-marking Ribeiro, the number 9 for Fresno FC. Spoke to Adam Smith, and he described his lineup as more of a 4-4-1-1. So Juan Pablo Caffer is playing behind Ribeiro, trying to get in that space between the back line of Las Vegas and their midfield line, trying to occupy that area. Perhaps make some checking runs, get the ball to feet, and then turn, find the midfielders, and then they can find Ribeiro in turn as well.
What's really interesting about our conversation with Adam Smith this week to me was that he and Frank all got together and they didn't try and set their heart on any players into a system. They wanted to go get good players and figure out the right system for those players. Felt like that would help them build a better organization from the outset.
I think that's a good way to go about building a team. You try and get the best players that you can within the framework that is set forth for you by the owners, the management team, and that's what Coach Smith did. And then he's fitting the playing system around those players, and hence it's a 4-4-1-1, not a 4-4-2, because Juan Pablo Caffer is so good at filling that space between the midfield and defensive line and becoming available for those passes.
Now Juan Pablo Caffer on the ball here. Youth for Boca Juniors. Played for David Vaudreuil in Tulsa last year, part of a renaissance for the Roughnecks out west, from dead last into the middle of the playoff push. And he stands over a free kick 18 minutes in. Caffer. Oh, bouncing down. Ochoa will allow his goalkeeper, Ricardo Farino, to dive out on it. A whistle against the Foxes.
Navarro there just coming over the top, a little bit aggressive, trying to win the headed ball. A little bit ticky-tack on the foul call there from the official, Rami Touchon.
The 20th minute mark here at Chuck Chansey Park. Las Vegas Lights FC lead the match 1-0 with a goal by striker Matthew Thomas. 1-0 Las Vegas over Fresno FC.
Thomas dispossessed. Oh, danger here. No whistle as Anwar Kanan went down.
Cesares on the challenge, coming in from the back right hip. Certainly seen those being called by officials in the. He's a little bit lucky, I think, Cesares, not to get that one go against him.
Up by Garduño. Now the attack on shot, ripped over the crossbar. An absolute rip.
I think that was Ribeiro with the shot. Powerful left-footed strike, plenty of spice on the ball. Head down all the way. He only had one thing on his mind. Realized he had some space in front of him, and boy, did he pull that left foot back and put it back through the ball with some power.
Ribeiro slides down and takes over. Cesares hampered a bit from behind. Camden Faywell wants to play here. Out of UNLV. a native of France. 2016 draft pick to the Rapids. So he knows Vegas well.
Wasn't on the same page as Ribeiro there. Ball over the top. It's helter-skelter as Las Vegas Lights play. That goalkeeper, Fresno, just taking every opportunity he can to slow things down a little bit.
Cesaris into a bit of space. And that's a whistle against Joel Huiki. Who plays bigger than 6 feet tall. He looks on the field much bigger than 6 foot. Lofted ball up the right-hand side for Kafa. Circling at the byline, Kobayashi in tow. Service wound across toward Johnson. Johnson crossing to the back post. And that's a foul, a push at the byline.
Wasn't the best service in from Johnson. Didn't have a very good angle to deliver the ball where he wanted. Ideally, as you're lining up to make the cross, mate, you're taking that last touch in towards the target. Johnson on that occasion, his ball was just a little bit more towards the corner flag and made it difficult for him to serve a ball that was dangerous. Allowed Las Vegas Lights to get back defensively, and it was a clumsy challenge in the end by Fresno FC to give away the free kick.
Unless Hayden throws into Ribeiro. And this beyond Kafa. It's the goalkeeper going all the way to the ball kids that makes Fresno the most unique goalkeeper I've ever seen in this league.
All options include the season opener March.
I like the little interchange of the look to the ball kid as the ball went past Fresno.
Well, it's a great crowd tonight at Chukchansi Park in Fresno. See if they can't rattle the 26-year-old goalkeeper a little bit here.
Crowd keeps coming in too. Seats on that far sideline continuing to fill up.
Well, it started at Tioga Sequoia down the street. 1,000 fans slated to walk in. Gradually have arrived. Kanan approaching the end line. Did he knock that off of Cooper? No, it's a goal kick for Fresno FC.
I thought it did deflect off of Cooper, but either way, it was great defensive work there from number 18, the left fullback for Fresno FC. Kept his feet, forced the player wide, cutting down the angle.
Michael, one more time. They're trying to sink it.
Leakey came up, try and push there on Ribeiro. Thrown in by Drake, and here's Garduno. Fresno looking for Ochoa. Non. Thomas tries to slip through for Calderon. And Barrera allows it out. 25th minute coming to a close in the first half of the inaugural game for Fresno Football Club and Las Vegas Lights. A goal in the 2nd minute for Matt Thomas, putting Las Vegas out in front. Remy Tuchin, the referee tonight at the Chuck in downtown Fresno. Huiki. This Las Vegas Lights team really isn't afraid to put it out to touch.
Two no-nonsense center backs there. Garduno and Wiki.
And Chalise. It only looks better with the big jacket.
Fresno's going to have to be careful here. Every moment there's a set piece, he's moving the ball further forwards, trying to waste some time as well, and he's just had a talking to from the official.
Throw for Zach Ellis Hayden. He won PDL in 2015 with Kitchener-Waterloo United. And went on to 2 years at Orlando City B, where he was a highly touted prospect. He's 25 years old, out of Cleveland State. Ball for Johnson, who waits up on it. Wiki. Camden Faywell. It's a throw here for Cooper. Spent several years in the Liverpool Academy in England. Comes with a high pedigree, 18 in blue. Off the ball, flag is up for offside against Ribeiro.
Ribeiro, though, picking the ball up and putting it down for the goalkeeper, trying to save a little bit of time.
Camden Faywell does well. Knock that upfield. Now Johnson finding a bit of space. Johnson attacking still. Tries to lob the goalkeeper, and it's caught. And falling down, Fresno, ball in hand.
He's a character as this goalkeeper, but he does tremendously well here. Johnson just tries to stand this ball up at the back post. The goalkeeper recovers his position. And then Barrera, I think it was, coming in at the back post. Just a little bit of a nudge, and Fresno goes down and points to his eyes. Hey, referee, watch out for these contacts.
If you're Adam Smith, there's an element to this being opening day that you can't replicate. But Las Vegas, as a team right now, feels very difficult to replicate. It seems to make everybody a little bit uncomfortable. It was that way in preseason, too. They knocked off an MLS team, and well, Adam Smith was well aware that this Vegas team would be a difficult opponent at the outset. They watched film on Monday to try and get a better grip on them.
Well, they're difficult. They play the 4-3-3, so there's a lot of players around the ball. You don't have any time to settle. In the modern game, we're so used to seeing the back four having time to pass the ball around, keep possession, and work the ball through the middle of the park. But playing against those three midfielders, three attackers, you don't have any time to settle on the ball. And hence, Fresno FC are trying to get the ball forwards quickly, are having some success doing that. But it's difficult to get clean possession, and it's starting to break down a little bit once they get into that transitional area between the middle third and the attacking third. And then when you've got players like number 33 there, Garduno and Wiki, it makes it even more difficult.
Want a behind-the-scenes look at Fresno FC? You can stay connected with the Soros on social media.
Wiki will go track this down.
On Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. That's FFC.
And here's Fresno, opening day in the heart of the Central Valley. Fresno opening up there a new professional era. It's a whistle against Camden Faywell, who was with Rochester Rhinos in past years. Kobayashi up the left. Now Kaffa. Slide in from behind. Wiki. Down by Barrera. Johnson deflects out for Fresno on the counter. Throw here for Cooper. That off of Kanan. Service across. Wound out to Drake. Turned over. Johnson. That's a whistle against Johnson.
Cooper showing some great industry getting forwards for Fresno FC. Trying to work in partnership with Johnson. In the end, clumsy challenge gives away possession on the set piece. I like what I'm seeing from those two players, though. Cooper and Johnson have been pretty effective for Fresno FC down this left flank.
Select is the official soccer ball of the United Soccer League. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders of $50 or more. Kicked away from Cesaris, but a free kick here to Fresno.
An indirect free kick, dangerous play with a high boot there.
And Mickey Daly lays it down. One of the first signings for Fresno. Sammy Ochoa has it slapped away from him. That's going to be a yellow card to Ochoa. Now, there's an award for least yellow cards for a team, right? Typically?
Typically there is, but I'm not sure that Las Vegas Lights is going to be the team that wins that award. The gamesmanship that seems to be going on. Well, in fairness to Ochoa, I don't think the foul actually happened where the ball's been placed. He was just trying to pick it up and put it where it should be, but you have to be smart enough to leave things alone and let the referee take care of business.
Well, and it's a back pass to Kyle Rainish, the goalkeeper anyways. It ends up being academic.
Especially as it looked like he was trying to put it. I thought the foul happened about 20 yards further up the pitch. So
right.
Essentially, you're not helping your team any if you do pick the ball up and put it where you think the foul was.
Foul against Kobayashi. In his 17th pro season, he's been with Las Vegas over the offseason in past years.
Camden Feo getting ahead of steam up, coming from his central back position. Looked like he was running out of ideas anyway. A little bit fortunate to get the ball back to Fresno FC on the free kick. See what Kaffa can do with this one. He's taken every set piece in the attacking half so far for Fresno.
This is close enough. You could give this a go, couldn't you?
He might be a little bit out of his range. It's certainly maybe a good idea to test the goalkeeper.
Kaffa over the top, past Camden Feo, and now Kobayashi leading the charge. Thomas galloping out in front. Back heel on to Kobayashi. Back pass comes to Rainish. Ribeiro. And a quick restart for Fresno. Ends up out over the byline.
Put those center backs under pressure. They'll just give you possession back on the throw-in. To the Foxes to maybe do a little bit better at keeping possession once they do get those throw-ins. So far, they haven't really made Huiki and Gardino pay for their decisions just to clear it out of bounds.
A ton of contact there with Carlos Alvarez involved. It's a free kick for Mickey Daly. Throw for Kaffa. We'll see whether or not we see this play out, as you mentioned a moment ago again.
Ribeiro going to ground, foul given against Las Vegas Lights. And Fox is going to be a little bit careful. It's the manner in which Las Vegas play, the helter-skelter entertaining game that they play. It makes it very difficult to play against. It can be very frustrating to play against. Fox has just got to make sure they keep their composure, play their game. They have the skill to put the ball on the deck and pass it around a little bit. Understand it. Players coming in on a head of steam. If you can pass the ball around him, you'll have some open players in support of you.
Juan Pablo Kaffa will drive for goal. It's a save, popped up by Fresno, and it's out for a corner. That would have been a spectacular first goal for Fresno, but Fresno, all the celebratory antics. So that ability, ball crossed, Fresno will punch.
Well, the last set piece was a little bit too far out for Juan Pablo Kaffa to have a go.
Kanan won't get there in time. Rainish slides this out.
But this set piece was definitely in his wheelhouse. Power, accuracy, bend on the ball. The goalkeeper saw it all the way, though. Fresno made a very good job of putting that one out for the corner kick.
This will ricochet to Rainish. Ochoa racing in. Part of the conversation with Adam Smith, the head coach for Fresno this week, is how proud he was of the character his team showed in their last preseason match against Real Monarchs. Salt Lake City had the best record in the USL last year. They went down not once but twice. They found a way to get a draw because they came back 2 times. He felt really good about that.
It's a good game to build on as well, coming in your last preparation, coming into the regular season. And looking to see whether his team can show that same confidence and same character tonight.
Drake off of Ochoa.
Certainly, I don't think we can question the competitive spirit of Fresno FC and their industry going forwards. They've just been frustrated by this talented and difficult Las Vegas team. You look at the game tactically and wonder what you could do to change it. It's difficult because you're not having a lot of time on the ball.
Played out in front. Maybe another look at this here for Cooper. And a goal kick coming for Las Vegas.
Soto fans, remember to visit the Fresno FC team store located.
Really, the only thing you can do as the Foxes is try and move the ball quickly, limit your touches on the ball. And Kobayashi, the holding player for Las Vegas Lights, does a good job of filling in the space, making it difficult to find your targets up top to feet. It's understanding and adapting to the fact that the ball moves faster than the player. So if you can just have 1 or 2 touches, play with the rhythm, you should be able to break the pressure that Las Vegas Lights put forward on you.
Calderon. This is Thomas, the goal scorer. Tooth and nail battle. Vegas still on the ball. Tucked away Camden Faywell. Drake nods ahead. Ochoa off of Camden Faywell. Drake lobs in, nodded straight down. Drake's after it again. Reverts to Ochoa. Off of Johnson, another throw for Lights FC. Drake the long throw. Bounces down in front, and Rainish will collect.
It was a difficult one for the goalkeeper and the defenders. Rainish didn't look comfortable as that ball was coming towards him at all. As a defender, you got to make sure that you don't let that ball bounce in your box. The moment it touches the deck, it becomes very difficult to corral and clear away. Las Vegas Lights just dropping off a little bit defensively. Expended a lot of energy in this first half, mate.
Sorry for the inconvenience. We're at the 42nd minute. Las Vegas Lights FC still lead 1-0 with a goal by Matthew Thomas. 42nd minute, 1-0. Las Vegas Lights FC over Fresno.
We're in the 43rd minute of this USL season opener. Las Vegas taking the lead 2 minutes in. Matt Thomas, about 85 seconds in the Las Vegas Lights FC history. Kaffa. The touch through. Here's Johnson. Johnson plays it across. The shot deflected back, and that could have been the moment for Ribeiro.
Just couldn't get the ball unstuck from his foot there. The touch was almost too good from Ribeiro. And the opportunity to score the first goal for Fresno FC went away from the number 9.
Daly was able to find Camden Faywell. This is brought down by Ribeiro. And he won a corner.
Lovely turn from Johnson. Looks up, picks his target. You just see he just couldn't get that ball back under control. Lost his balance. Couldn't pull the trigger to shoot on target.
Kaffa, outswinger. Volleyed back into the area, brought down by Daly. Shot, ricochets back, and now rolled in to Ferrigno.
Not a lot of pace on the shot, but the goalkeeper saw it late. Ferrigno did well, in fact, to get his body behind the ball. That's made it look a little bit more spectacular than it actually was, but we're used to that from the goalkeeper from the Las Vegas Lights.
And Brett Lashbrook is the owner for Las Vegas Lights. He feels like there's an untapped market of potential south of the border. And when you bring in Chalice, you know that you're going to have the wherewithal to go attract and recruit players from there. Here's Fresno getting forward. Lifted into the right corner. Kaffa. Options abound. Serves. 3 minutes of first half added time.
We're at the 45th minute. Las Vegas Lights FC.
Kaffa just has to make sure that he puts that ball in front of his players. Ended up going behind them. A little fortunate not to set up the counterattack, because it would have been Las Vegas Lights with a head of steam going in the right direction as far as they're concerned.
This looks good from Cooper. But the ball just a bit too strong.
Credit Wiki there, Mike. good, did just enough defensively to put Cooper off his stride.
Knotted up by Calderon. Ochoa. Ochoa crosses, popped in the air, away from Alvarez. And into a bit of space here. Garduño taps out. Hoffa lost it, but gets it back. Service played to Ribeiro. Corner coming for a Fresno Football Club. Hoffa swinging in toward Ribeiro, punched away by Farino. Popped in the air, Barrera, shot is in, but it's offside, it won't count for Mickey Daly.
Crowd don't know it yet, they're still celebrating. Mickey Daly, I think he knew it as soon as the ball went in the back of the net.
No, it's just now beginning to hit home, isn't it?
Frustration for the fans, frustration for the players. The Foxes a great opportunity at the death of this first half to tie the match.
The first goal in Fox's history is going to have to wait. But there have been 3 or 4 genuinely good looks in this first half for Fresno to try and find that equalizer.
I think there's a lot of positives for the Foxes to take to the locker room. Obviously, they'd like to be back in the match as far as the scoreline is concerned, but they've definitely been on the front foot for the entire first 45 minutes. They've had the better of the opportunities. They've forced the goalkeeper to make 2 good saves. Now, unfortunately, if you're a Foxes fan, the storyline is that Matt Thomas and Las Vegas Lights have really had only one opportunity. It was early in the match, and they took it.
Halftime in the inaugural match for Las Vegas and Fresno. And Lights FC getting it off on the best possible foot with a goal in the 2nd minute, Matt.
That was well taken on the counter-attack by that man there, Matthew Thomas. Left-footed strike. Past Rainish, the goalkeeper for Fresno FC. Great start for Las Vegas Knights. Not the one that Fresno FC wanted, but they have 45 minutes to make amends.
So a 2nd minute goal from Thomas, but chances galore to try and make it up against Jalisa's men. Fresno trail at halftime. Highlights, and we'll hear from USL President Jake Edwards in mere moments.
Simple as that. Got no complex or complex. All for the simplest rap. And it goes like in the fire. Pieces of fire. Can I believe it? I'm a rider. Riding on 20s, 20 is fire. I couldn't buy it. Forget it, you get it. Got it so awesome. Devil's a liar. Take him to church, but I need a choir. Fire in the soul.
Alexis Gobert. And now we send it down to the pitch with Alexis Gobert.
Thank you, Raul. Joining me down here is our very own Mr. Fuego the Fox. Everyone give it up for Fuego. Also joining me are little foxes. Everyone give it up for our little foxes. Hey, Fuego, a little birdie told me that during this off season, you've been working out extremely hard, putting in those extra hours in the gym. Is that true? Let me see those muscles. Oh. Sit-ups with one hand? Wow, that's impressive. Well, I'm going to put you to the test today. I want to see if you can outrun our little foxes or if our little foxes can outrun you. Are you ready for this? Fans, do you guys think he has what it takes? Let me hear you make some noise. Well, we can do better than that.
Entertaining first half, to be sure. Las Vegas Lights FC, a 1-0 lead over Fresno Football Club in what amounts to both teams' inaugural regular season match. Matt Stubbington alongside Mike Watts, and expansion teams galore. These two of the 6 new teams entering the United Soccer League. And, well, for Fresno, Ray Beshoff enters the equation, brings in this great management team. They buy Fresno Fuego and turn it into Fresno U23s to keep a PDL affiliate. And then the originals and the Fresno Fire Squad all coming on to take part in this. This has all the makings of something really special.
Oh, it really does. I mean, in this area, there's just a fantastic history of the game, as we said. And I like what I've seen so far from Fresno FC. It's a great squad and a lot of talent out there.
And then Brett Lashbrook shows up in Vegas with Alec Papadakis and Jake Edwards and says, we want Reno in our first home match so we can win Nevada right from the outset. They've been doing this the Las Vegas way from day one.
Well, this week they unveiled their away jerseys and had 2 players having their bodies painted to show their new colors. I mean, it certainly is in the Las Vegas way, and he's doing it, and they're doing it their own way, and we're seeing it on the pitch tonight too.
A ton of success for expansion teams lately. Paul Buckle just left Sacramento, but before that it was Preki, who won the 2014 USL Cup in Northern California, Lou City under James O'Connor, FC Cincinnati under John Harkes, Ian Russell leading Reno 1868. Adam Smith was around Sacramento these last couple of years, and for Chalice, a manager with international renown, there's a structure in place to mimic that success.
Well, there is. All of these clubs have had strong management with a lot of experience, and then also brought in experienced players and mixed that with newcomers, and that's been the recipe for success.
Well, we'll tell you about the state of the USL. Jake Edwards sat down for an interview this past week, and we'll have highlights from the first half as well. Thomas the goal, Vegas over Fresno, 1-0 at halftime.
We're being joined today by Jake Edwards, president of the USL. Just getting ready to kick off an exciting 2018 season. Jake, thank you very much for joining us today.
Great, my pleasure.
Jake, it's been another exciting off-season for the USL, and buzz is really picking up as we're getting ready to kick off here. Talk to us about what you're looking forward to the most in 2018 and where the USL is positioning itself in the American soccer landscape.
Yeah, we've worked hard this off-season and the last few years now to create a really great league, but an aspirational league. We look at the leagues around the world and we say we would like to be in the company of some of those top leagues. We're now the 2nd division in the US. We've worked hard to achieve that, and we aspire to be one of the top 2nd divisions in the world. And there's some phenomenal leagues out there to aspire to that we can learn from. But things are going great. It's been a busy off season. We've got some new teams coming on board, some great new owners coming in the league, phenomenal new players coming in the league. And it's going to be by far and away the toughest and most competitive season, but certainly it's the biggest season we've had yet. More games, more teams. We reach more communities, more fans than ever before. So this is another big year for us.
Well, the league this year certainly continues to grow, and we're welcoming 6 new teams to the USL in 2018. What are you looking forward to the most during this kickoff weekend of these teams coming in and the quality of soccer we're going to see across the league?
Yeah, 6 very exciting teams, 2 teams that are already established clubs in D11 and North Carolina, You know, great pedigree, great fan bases, exciting soccer-specific stadiums, and you know, Atlanta United, the lone team out of MLS coming in this season. Atlanta United breaking all kinds of records as an organization in MLS, doing great things for the sport. Fully anticipate the same for Atlanta United too. And then, of course, our new markets, Nashville and Las Vegas, Fresno. You know, really exciting new additions to our league, and have done tremendously well in preseason games so far, well attended. So very much looking to see how those teams and those new fan bases mix in with all the other teams we have in our league.
Welcome back to Fresno and the Chuck. It's 1-0 to Las Vegas Lights at halftime. Fans certainly not afraid to show their both flag excitement. Also, I think that young man's being eaten by a shark right now, Matt.
Well, they're showing the colors and their eccentric headwear. Is there certainly a shark? Is there a penguin there too? I'm not quite sure.
Well, we'll step aside. The second half is right around the corner. More here from Fresno.
Tonight we want to recognize.
You felt the vibes. Everybody was excited. You know, obviously a little nervous. You know, but I think they were good nerves.
This is a step up. This is the second division. This is just below Major League Soccer. We have a Major League Soccer affiliate. These are professional athletes and they live and breathe the game.
We have a lot of experienced players, guys that have been in top divisions in Spain, you know, La Liga.
So I hope that the city does come and support the organisation. There's a lot of hard work that's gone in to bring professional soccer to Fresno.
The sport, the soccer is growing in the U.S. A really good foundation for the Foxes, for the Zorros to come in and keep that going, you know.
But it'd be great come St. Patrick's Day to have a big St. Patrick's Day party in the stands and have the stands full. And then the players come out and they can put on a show and really make it a great event for everybody concerned.
They finished with a record of 21-5-2. That's impressive. As an 8 seed, they beat Clovis North in the Division I Valley Champions. Everyone make some noise for your Division I Valley Champions. Woo!
We want to thank the following groups for your attendance at tonight's match. Fresno Metro, Central California League Services, Sencal Cosmo, Big Garden Youth Soccer Club, Clovis Crossfire, Kings County Youth Soccer Club, Central Valley United, Fresno Odyssey, Fresno Master Corral, to our kids and for kids sponsors El Mexicano, Premier Valley Bank, and Zoom Imaging.
Players have returned to the Chuck in downtown Fresno. Inaugural game for Fresno FC and Las Vegas Lights FC. And Vegas with a 1-0 lead with a historic first goal. Matt Stubbington alongside Mike Watts. No team has ever entered USL and scored faster than this. Opening 90 seconds, Matt Thomas, the Vegas kid.
It was a beautiful strike with the left foot. It was actually on the counter attack, started by Kobayashi. Finds Thomas on the outside. He looks up, takes a touch, takes another. It's not closed down. Says, why not? I'll have a crack. And into the back of the net it goes. Beautiful shot. Ramesh had no chance.
Kid out of Palo Verde High School and Rocky Mountain College. Meanwhile, Fresno, more and more chances as this thing went along. That one over the bar, and this a great save. Ribeiro, the first effort, cough of that.
That was a good save by the goalkeeper, Fresno. It was a well-taken free kick. Been impressed with Kaffa, been impressed with Ribeiro, but haven't found a way to breach the goal yet for Fresno FC. They did towards the end of the second half, but it was, at the end of the first half, I should say, but it was ruled offside. Some great opportunities.
And off corner here, Fresno knocking it away. He was eccentric in this opening half. Ball across would come down to Daly, and there it is. It was the first goal until it wasn't. Offside.
You can see the reaction there from Daly. Just looked across at the linesman. And to the mouth. Disbelief. Thought he scored the opening goal, but realized that he was in the offside position.
And so Thomas has the goal, and Fresno is still looking for their first. 1-0 at halftime. There are the statistics. Fresno has more possession, and they have more opportunities. And Las Vegas kind of likes it that way.
They do. It's just the frenetic pace that they play at, make it very difficult. Even though Fresno FC have had a lot of possession, it hasn't been good, clean possession. And I would like to say, I would be amazed how many passes have been completed by both these teams. It's been a very difficult game to play and frustrating for the players, particularly for Fresno FC. But it certainly is an entertaining game for the fans. But the Foxes fans will hope some way, somehow, their team will find a way back into the score.
Las Vegas, just 46% of their passes have been accurate to this point, and yet they have the lead, and surely that's all they're looking for tonight. Take a look around week one in the United Soccer League. A roundup here. FC Cincinnati scoring in Charleston to steal 3 points. New York trailed Toronto 1-0, and in the second half, Andrew Teneri, 2 goals. Louisville City's title defense is off on the right foot, 2-0 win over Nashville. North Carolina joins the league, gets smacked around by former league foe Tampa Bay Rowdies. Swope Park doing well off their USL Cup final appearance with a 4-3 win. Charlotte blowing out Ottawa.
Some good performances there. Certainly the Charlotte Independents will be very happy with their dominant performance that they had against Ottawa Fury, and of course Louisville City fans will be thrilled that their defense of their title gets off to such a positive start.
Juan Jose Calderon has come off, and Alex Mendoza out of Harrisburg in Pennsylvania has come on at halftime for Las Vegas Lights. It's the first sub by either side. And Fresno looks ready to put this back in play and send us into the second half. And Ribeiro does so. Here we go. Lights have the lead. They score in the opening 2 minutes, the fastest goal by an expansion team in USL history. And now Fresno looks for the long-awaited response. They came closer and closer in that first half. Now they move left to right in the second half. Bounces off a Kaffa to throw to the lights.
Barrera there just handcuffing his teammate Kaffa, unable to control the ball, keep it in bounds. Important thing for the Foxes in the second half is just to maintain their composure, not get too anxious too early.
Throw for Christian Torres. He likened this to more like his professional debut. He's played in Mexico before, but starting a new franchise in the USL really appealed to Torres, 23, and the Las Vegas Neon. Johnson whisking the ball into space. Away from Ribeiro. Thomas in pursuit of Barrera. Johnson short-armed that. Vegas side that in one of their preseason matches had just 4 entrants into the opposing box in the first half and then 19 in the second. They're a little hot and cold, and this sizable Fresno crowd is hoping to cheer this Foxes team onto the opening goal in franchise history. Level this thing up. It's Vegas a corner.
There's another Toyota corner kick.
Alvarez to the top of the area. Shot is saved. Kobayashi on the volley, and Rainish makes the stop.
Would have been a spectacular goal. It was a very good save from the keeper. That was straight off the practice ground. Huge scrum of players. Kobayashi coming with a late run. Struck it just to the left of the keeper. Rainish did a really good job of getting down quickly.
Camden Fewo bounces by Navarro. Kobayashi, Thomas. By Huiki, Farino across the halfway line. Alvarez and Camden Fewo jostle for position. Foul conceded to Las Vegas.
I think it's that man there, Kobayashi, that just makes this whole thing tick for Las Vegas Lights. He just has that composure on the ball that is needed for Las Vegas going forwards.
Kobayashi lands this on Ochoa, ball across. The flag was up for offside before it had begun, that attack. And Rainish will set to put this back in play. Kobayashi, a guy who said we want to control the game and show guys how to do that with the right spirit and the fight and the technique. And Las Vegas is a team that can look to a guy like Daigo Kobayashi, who's played at the highest level in this country the last 5 years. Really gain a lot from that experience. Ellis Hayden was fouled.
Certainly his presence on the pitch that is allowing Las Vegas to do what they do. The helter-skelter manner in which they play, because they have Kobayashi as the composed anchor to be able to distribute the ball, slow things down in the midfield when it needs to be slowed down.
Camden Fewo brings this down. Alvarez in pursuit, drafted by Chalice at Chivas USA. The second overall pick in the MLS Super Draft, Alvarez in 2013. midfield, Barrera. And that's a foul against Garduño. And a quick restart. Ellis Hayden has this knocked out for a throw.
Good decision on the quick restart. Start recognizing that Garduño is out of position.
Ellis Hayden on the ground. The turn. Ribeiro still lost the handle. Attack still on. And winds this out for a corner on the deflection. Juan Pablo Coffa on the corner. Lifted out of the area. Thomas knocked down by Barrera.
Barrera's not really been in the game a whole lot tonight for the Foxes.
Zorro fans, don't
Had a
forget
really
you
good
can visit the Fresno
2016.
FC team store located in
Played
the southwest
16
corner of
games,
Concourse
16
Event
starts last
Section
season, but
119. Today, to get your
had that
Zorros gear,
2017
Fresno FC
season
kits and Adidas collection are in stock.
ended early with
Check out the
injury.
latest in Fresno FC merchandise at
Trying to work his way back into
FresnoFC.com.
match fitness, and he's a very dangerous player on the right flank for the Foxes, but just hasn't been able to stamp his influence yet on the match.
Thomas, is that off Ellis Hayden? No, it's a goal kick here for Fresno. Off the head of Garduño. Classy touch there by Ellis Hayden. Cesaris, Ellis Hayden. Thomas knocks it back to Daly. Caught by Ribeiro. Have the chance to wind this up the wing. Johnson. Johnson nearing the byline. Got it out in front. And that was tapped out for a corner. Farino was nearby, but Alex Mendoza not taking a risk there. Corner for Coffa. Outswinger. Cleared. Coffa will have another look at this. Collects. Cross field. On the right flank again. Navarro. Camden Fayewo commits the infraction. All the way to Rainish, who joined the team midway through preseason. You got a chance to ask Adam Smith a bit about how this team began its training principles, how they implemented their system. This is Barrera. Barrera will throw. Barrera lobbing. And to back out across the halfway line, Ochoa giving chase. Daly knocks it back to Rainish. But it's interesting, it started with a PowerPoint. How are we going to act on the field? How are we going to play? What are the responsibilities for an individual on and off the field? And then they went out and tried to show the visual learners a different way of going about it and help those who sort of need to go through the motions to figure it out.
It was really interesting to hear Coach Smith, the way he talked about it was trying to encompass everybody's learning styles to get the job done so that everybody understands what their roles are on the team and what the requirements are of everybody on the team. Responsibilities, as you said, on and off the field, how you behave, what's expected of you. And because he went through that process, I think the players have more respect for him as a coach because they understand what is expected, and also the fact that they have this buy-in to what he's trying to teach them.
Alvarez plays it through. Behind Ochoa, Thomas again, it's deflected. Keeps Vegas off the board here in the 57th minute. Reynish trying to get his Fresno defense together here. They've trailed since the 2nd minute, the earliest goal scored by an expansion team in USL history.
Great sliding challenge from Navarro to stop the shot going on target from Thomas.
Torres brought down, Alvarez drops back, shot ripped in! Alex Mendoza gives Vegas their 2nd.
Great strike from outside the box, and Las Vegas Lights FC takes a 2-0.
The frustration for the Foxes continues. They've had most of the run of this entire game, and yet they're still finding themselves 2 goals down. This is a tremendous strike from outside of the area from Mendoza. The goalkeeper saw it late through traffic. Really wouldn't have had any chance even if he had seen it in time. Great effort from keeper Reynish to try and make the save. Fantastic right-footed strike from Mendoza, set up by Alvarez on the assist. Lovely little layback.
Thomas in the 2nd, Mendoza in the 57th. And Las Vegas Lights FC trying to put a damper on opening night. Ball across is caught by Fresno. Las Vegas Lights, a 2-goal lead over Fresno. It's both teams' inaugural games in the United Soccer League, professional soccer for the first time, coming to downtown Fresno and Chukchansi Park. It's a great crowd on hand tonight, but Fresno falling behind in the opening 90 seconds and just recently conceding a fantastic strike to Alex Mendoza, the substitute, as they try and overcome the deficit against an eccentric Vegas team. Here's Johnson. Johnson into Fresno. There's always a little extra with Fresno, isn't it?
It is. It's frustrating from an opposition player standpoint, but fans of the Las Vegas Lights will certainly enjoy his eccentricities. He made that save look a little bit awkward at his near post. The shot from Johnson was a good one with power. Dropped right at the feet of the goalkeeper. Again, slow to get back up and distribute it out. He's been doing that all match.
Oh, that's an excellent ball ahead. And now the chance for Ribeiro. It's lofted out of play by Torres. And a corner on the way. Well, if that comes off, that's the kind of goal that you want to start the franchise with.
Torres would have been heart in mouth a little bit. He didn't know where that ball was going.
Kaffa, outswinger, knocked out.
Kaffa is your set piece taker, but much more of a fan of the in-swinger from the corner kicks. I'd like to see a right-footed player maybe take those corners from that far sideline.
This is onside here for Johnson. Johnson winding across. It's too far for Kaffa. Can he keep this in play? He did. Barrera. Flag is down. Kaffa serves toward Johnson. And lofted well over the Fresno bench. Argueta's waiting to come on for Fresno. Portugal will come on for Las Vegas, and if there's one thing Brett Lashbrook, the owner for Las Vegas, has said from the outset, We're going to find and play Vegas kids. They think they can go find another Hercules Gomez, who went to Las Vegas High School, of course played for the U.S. national team. He thinks that they're out there. And for Fresno, Renato Bustamante comes on, the Peruvian who played for Fresno Fuego, one of 6 players from the Fuego's PDL team. Unreal here. Johnson still chasing after it. Johnson went down. Play continues. You have to appreciate that from the USL up, there are young players from hometowns that are playing for these teams. Vegas has said they'll always have them around, and if you look at Fresno, it's a great soccer town to begin with, but the Fuego have already created a nice pipeline for them. So Choa almost made that interesting.
Well, you hear stories about players growing up and being supporters of teams and then going on to play for them, either all over Europe, all over the world. Now the young kids in the United States have that opportunity, not only with the MLS, but also with the USL.
Ochoa missed, but Rainish has to make an excellent save to rob Vegas of their third.
Very good reaction save from the keeper. Again, would have seen that one late. Gets in position and parries it over for the corner kick. Almost every set piece that Las Vegas have had, they've sent 2 players out.
Alvarez headed in. Joel Wiki, number 3, gives Vegas their third. And Chalice hopes this is a 3-point debut for Lights FC.
Goal in the 63rd minute for Las Vegas.
Ball played into the near post. Coming back to meet the ball with his head was Wiki, the captain. Beautifully done. Beats his player to the spot. Delivers the blow with the head down towards the goal line. Goalkeeper stands no chance. Well worked set piece.
And Lights FC are out to a 3-0 advantage. Out by Alvarez. And the conversation this week, win or lose, for Fresno was this is going to be a work in progress. It always takes time. Johnson, all across, deflects into the stands. There's a corner coming. And a quick restart, Koffa. Mendoza, who scored the second, up the line.
You're looking at the statistics. Fresno's completed or attempted over 50 more passes than Las Vegas. Neither team have really had a lot of passes, but certainly Fresno FC have had more attempts. 22 more crosses to 8 crosses.
Johnson! It's caught by Farino. Jamal Johnson's going for it all here.
Oh, it was a beautiful strike, stinging the hands of the goalkeeper. Watched it well, did Farino. Gets his arms up beautifully, carries it down to himself and allows himself to take a little bit more time to get the ball back in play. But again, there's just more frustration for the home team. Attempted more passes, more crosses, had more possession, more accurate on their passes, significantly so, but they haven't been able to find the rub of the green, the members bounce, if you like, to get the ball in the back of the net. It's been the team from Las Vegas that have managed that.
Miguel Garduño goes into the book, a yellow card in the 65th minute. Johnson Finds the ball out in front of the net. Guetta. Alvarez. Ellis Hayden. Backheeled up the line by Johnson, but didn't come off. Ochoa dropping this into space. Rainish will control it with Anwar Kanan making his way forward for Las Vegas.
Fresno at this point, Mike, they just need to keep their composure. So many positives for them to hang their hats on at this moment in time. They just have to find a way to score the goal. If they're able to do that, they'll feel a lot better about their performance tonight.
It's a dynamic slide. Headed by Garduño. Thrown into the edge of the area and knocked away from Bustamante, who had an amazing preseason. 4 goals in his 7 games. It's unclear if he was going to get the start here tonight. Instead, Pedro Ribeiro, who did not start the final preseason match, slotted into the order. Back by Ellis Hayden for Kyle Rainish. Played back by Navarro.
Vegas Lights just happy to clear the ball up and concede possession in their attacking half. Ochoa trying to chase things down, make life a little bit more difficult for Camden Feo and Mickey Daly. In the end, they just settle for that long ball played forwards, which is really the strength for Las Vegas Lights with those 2 big center backs. That man there, the scorer of the 3rd goal, Wiki. Garduño.
A little bit of miscommunication giving Fresno an opportunity here. Ellis Hayden trying to get by Thomas. Argueta pointing for the throw. Argueta coming from Sacramento, where he played alongside Sammy Ochoa last year. As Diaz will check in. He the 3rd and final sub, so the 14 for Las Vegas tonight are officially in the book, with Portugal, Mendoza, and Diaz checking in throughout the match, and that's enough for Anwar Kanan.
Substitution for Las Vegas Lights FC. Coming into the pitch, number 8, Isaac Diaz. Number 18 out, Anwar Kanan.
Shove at the back of Ochoa. Nobody home as Kobayashi sent it through.
Ochoa had come back to the ball. Consequently, he wasn't up forwards as the target to run onto that through ball played by Kobayashi. Fresno FC have to realize that Bustamante up there, they have a different type of player, to find him more to feet than they were trying to find Ribeiro. Ribeiro, very tall, more of a target to the head.
Oh, racing through, chance now for Fresno. Now the shot is wide. Almost for Alex Cooper. And Las Vegas dodges a bullet.
Difficult ball over the top, head of steam from Cooper. Forces the error, but from the acute angle, he's not able to turn it on frame. Did well to keep his feet there, Mike, to actually find the moment to pull the trigger for the shot.
They're looking for more. Huiki is captaining Vegas tonight in the absence of Marcelo Alatorre. Kicking it out. Steering forward, shot is well off target. Fresno is starting to really try and get this offense moving in the right direction. They're all pulling on the rope the same way right now.
They've had urgency throughout the match. Maybe the Las Vegas Lights team are just getting a little bit leggy as the evening wears on. First game of the season, match fitness. Of course, you're 3-0 up. It's also very easy to sit back a little bit. Not be quite so quick to the ball. Maybe some spaces opening up for Fresno FC. I want to see if they can exploit that in the middle of the park, get the ball on the ground, pass it around a little bit more successfully than they have done up until this juncture of the game.
Daly for Camden Faywo. Fresno looks forward. They have the number 13 team in the conference last year, then the number 12 team. Johnson scores for Fresno. It's the first for the Foxes.
He timed his run to perfection. He was in acres of space. The ball played forwards over the top from Camden Faywo. Calmly collected with the right foot, turns and faces the net and puts it by the goalkeeper, Fresno, who came out to try and close the angle. But that was all about the timing of the run and the skill of Johnson with his right foot to collect the ball. Calmly finished. Can they find another one?
Well, Huiki will run this out. 73rd minute from Jamal Johnson. There's a yellow card for time wasting here against Huiki as the third yellow card issued to Las Vegas. Let's be honest, it's a thin line that Las Vegas is going to play on all year long between helter-skelter and totally out of control. Ellis Hayden. Header comes down. The follow, Ellis Hayden still alive and out by Alvarez. This crowd in Fresno is really woken up now.
They know their team has been playing well all night. They know that they've had chances.
Service across caught by Fresno.
Somehow, some way, that man, Fresno, collects the ball.
Camden Faywo is run over.
We'd like to thank all Zorro fans, 7,750 of you that attended the first match.
The inaugural match at the Chuck draws just shy of 8,750.
Remember to get your tickets for
today's
Fox's
numbers.
next home match against LA Galaxy 2 next Saturday, March 24th. You can stop
Fantastic
by
crowd, fantastic atmosphere. Not the scoreline that they would have wanted, considering that their team was down 3-0. They've done a fantastic job of continuing the cheers.
I don't think it's unrelated that they go and get the goal when they do. Kafa, header, snapped. Ferrigno makes the stop and dives down on it now. Fresno might be smelling a little blood in the water here. Far more dangerous of late.
Just found ways to connect in the danger area. Beautiful service again. Difficult opportunity from that far out.
Johnson knocks it ahead. Ferrigno's come out of his box. Ball kid, the real hero here, throwing it quickly for Fresno.
Right now, the Foxes, they, as you said, they smell the blood in the water. If they could find a way to get one more goal, they're right back in this game, obviously on the score sheet. But they feel they're in this match right now. In the last preseason game, they went down twice and came back to get the result. They know they can do it.
Camden, Faywo. It's all come up aces so far for Las Vegas Lights. Alvarez. Camden, Faywo goes down. That's a yellow card.
Yellow card for Las Vegas Lights FC.
That's a dangerous high boot in midfield.
Athletically done by Camden Faywo to come through and win that ball on the header.
It's Portugal who came off the bench. Now 4 players for Las Vegas are playing on caution. On the restart, skips through. Ball falls in front. Ferrigno will pick it up. That was Beto Navarro. Beto came so close to making that difficult. Ochoa is through. Ochoa lays it off just behind Diaz. Oh, end to end. Kicked out with Bustamante in pursuit. Johnson can't hang on.
Would have been a great opportunity for Ochoa to put this one to bed for Las Vegas. Would have been against the run of players. It has been for much of this game. The Foxes having the majority of the possession and the better of the attacks, but again, it's the Lights FC that have been able to find a way to put the ball in the back of the net.
One thing we figured out so far between these two expansion sides, they're entertaining to watch.
Absolutely, helter-skelter. More by the design of Las Vegas than from Fresno FC, but both teams have created chances, taken chances.
This is Christian Cheney. Made the move from Sacramento over the offseason, replaces Mickey Daly. And this is a very offensive-minded sub. Fresno trying to push forward, find one, and right back in it.
See, as Cheney was coming in, he was directing his teammates on the pitch, giving them the directions from his coach, Adam Smith. Looks like Navarro has gone into the back line as Daly comes to the sideline.
Fresno FC season tickets and join the originals. Season tickets starting at $12 a match for 20 home matches. Contact your ticket experts at the ticket sales tables on the concourse today.
Throw here for Fresno. We know coming into the match that Adam Smith wanted to see just how this Fresno team would play in central midfield. Felt there were some issues there. Brought in an experienced goalkeeper in Kyle Rainish in the final weeks of preseason too. Kobayashi upended by Argueta. Kobayashi of Japanese descent has been running clinics in the Las Vegas area during off seasons over these past few years since coming to the United States.
Fresno FC. You can stay connected with the Zorros on social media at FFC Foxes on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat. That's FFC Foxes on all social media platforms.
Good challenge. Like he got all ball. The referee certainly agrees. Gives the throw in, not the foul. Had to make that one right, did Argueta. He could have ended up with a yellow card if he hadn't.
Last touched by Ochoa.
Juan Pablo Cafra has dropped back into the midfield.
The midfield, he's asking for the ball already. He was the furthest blue jersey back.
I think that's one of the tactical changes that Adam Smith has made, dropping Cafra back into the midfield and putting Cheney further up the pitch.
The throw, Johnson slicing a ball across. That's just a bit too high. It'll be a throw. No. Goal kick.
Zorro fans, remember you can stay up to date with Fresno FC by visiting our official website at FresnoFC.com. Download the Zorro schedules. Get all match day information and don't forget
There
to
just
purchase
didn't
your
read the
Fresno
flight
FC
of the
gear.
ball.
Get the
Couldn't
latest
get underneath
news
it
on
for
all
the
things Fresno
attempt
FC
on net.
at FresnoFC.com.
Those fans behind the net have been giving Ferranio all he can handle in this second half.
Touched on by Ochoa. Off of Thomas. That's a handball. And Las Vegas has seemed to quiet the insurrection by Fresno. That goal goes in the 73rd minute from Jamal Johnson, and all of a sudden, the Chuck is hopping. Comes all the way to Rainish unimpeded.
Fox is just struggling a little bit to find their way again after the substitutions, the tactical changes. Certainly, I'd expect them to get back on the front foot very quickly here.
Diaz was dispossessed and taken it back, and now Fresno across the halfway line. Johnson played it through. Flag is up. This was offside for Cheney.
Had it been a close decision, certainly the right one. It was definitely a close call, though. Well played by the back line of Las Vegas.
Wonderful replay there from Jonathan Tellicher. Hard at work tonight. And a game that's had its fair share of highlightable video content so far. From the right wing. Ochoa across toward Thomas. Away from Kobayashi.
Fans on the far sideline are trying to start a Mexican wave.
This is a shot that rings wide from Argueta. And Barrera is, his teammate was making a run up the near side wing. Argueta, the former captain of Colorado Springs Switchbacks. That sort of thing about Fresno here. You look at Barrera, you look at A guy like Cesaris, Argueta, Kaffa, guys that are top-tier players in the Western Conference wanted to come play for what Fresno is putting together. If that takes a little bit longer to figure out, I think they understand. Ochoa going all the way to Rainish. Ochoa is like a runaway freight train when he really gets moving.
Well done by Navarro and well read by the goalkeeper. Good communication between those two players. It does speak volumes, Mike, the fact that the quality of player that has come to Fresno, understanding what the ownership group of trying to put forth.
Header brought down, Cheney overrun, kicked out by Alvarez.
Alvarez there tracking back as you should as a midfielder, did a fantastic job. Frustration for the coach, Adam Smith, wanting Cheney to pull the trigger quicker.
Kaffa, outswinger, headed, saved by Fresno, diving to rob Christian Cheney.
A little grin on Fresno's face. Quick footwork to his near post to make the save.
Kaffa toward Cheney again. Kaffa now, Cheney headed, that's off target. Love him or hate him, Fresno has made multiple giant saves, and Cheney a couple good chances.
Ball flicked forwards to Cheney, just couldn't control the ball. There was Alvarez checking back. And then the service from Juan Pablo Kaffa is a good one. The header to the near post. A bouncing ball, difficult for the goalkeeper. But Fresno did very well to make that save.
Four games in downtown Las Vegas coming up for Chalice's men next. The Cashman Field, Reno, Swope, Sacramento, San Antonio. All playoff caliber teams a year ago. Collisions left and right. Weeke's playing on a yellow card. Quick restart, and now flaring tempers. The AR has come running in. Chalice, when he took the job, admitted the teams that I coach are often the most yellow carded based on style. We're not afraid of that. It's Mendoza who's down.
Well, we spoke to Adam Smith in the week, and he expected this one was going to be a barnstormer. It certainly has not failed to live up to that description. Discussion between the official on this near sideline and the head referee, Remy Touchon. See what went on with that. Cheney seemed like he was involved somehow, some way. My attention was elsewhere when the fracas started. Animation on the sideline, both benches.
Where do you begin here? Johnson gets a talking to from Touchon.
Definitely a card coming. It's yellow in color.
That's a yellow to go with his goal.
Pablo Kaffa, right? Insisting that time is added to the game.
Well, it's not Kaffa behind the ball here, it's Danny Barrera. Kaffa is available in the area. Barrera lobs, headed, saved, follow-up, in! Bustamante! Fresno back within one. And it's a Fresno Fuego kid.
Barrera on the service, great save for Fresno, but Bustamante wasn't giving up on the ball. He framed the goal beautifully, turns it into the back of the net. It's been a barnstormer, all right, and it continues to be so. Can the Foxes find their way all the way back into this game? Is there enough time left, Mike?
For everybody in this stadium right now, the worst enemy is the stopwatch. This has been a wild finish.
I saw the fourth official put up the board, but I couldn't tell how many minutes were on there. There has to have been some time added because of that melee that happened just moments ago, prior to the free kick that led to that goal.
5 minutes, Matt. Buckle in. It'll be a free kick here for either Kobayashi or Diaz. Chalice is taking the jacket off and the hat, too. Here we go, Kobayashi, Diaz. Oh, he's gotten around. Diaz cutting still. He lost that out of play, and Fresno will start up again. Goal in the 2nd minute. Matt Thomas, the fastest goal ever scored by an expansion team in the USL. Mendoza off the bench scores in the 57th. Joel Huiki scores in the 63rd. And Fresno seemingly dead and buried, but they've come back with 2 goals in the last 18 minutes, the 73rd and the 90th. And now a ball into the area, drops down, Bustamante after it, and it's lofted out by Garduño.
He's been doing it all game, Garduño, just clearing the ball out of the danger area, making no mistake, up and out. If in doubt, clear it out.
Play continues. Mendoza lobs. Argueta. It's a throw. Ellis Hayden. Played into a good position. Ellis Hayden crosses! And it's across the face of goal, still alive. And Mendoza out toward midfield. That was almost an own goal. Kaffa ricochets down, played to Johnson. Lifted out wide, but there's a foul. Halfway through stoppage time, and Hearts across the valley palpitating.
It was well worked down the near sideline. Ellis Hayden getting into a great position for the cross. I'm not sure who it was for the Las Vegas Lights who had the clearing header, but it was just barely a clearing header. Reno thought it was going into the back of his net.
Huiki's playing on a yellow card. He has the goal that's the difference maker. Ochoa lost it out of play. This crowd whipped into a frenzy. That's a throw the other way for Las Vegas, who are trying to hold on to a 3-point performance. They led by 3 20 minutes ago. It's been a ruckus run down the stretch. Diaz lost it, throw Fresno. Johnson and Drake ran into each other. Rainish keeps this in play. And now picks up. Kaffa has come back to take the ball on. Ellis Hayden. Barrera over the top. Ellis Hayden brings it down. Fell. And committed. It is a difficult foul in that moment.
Fresno continues the gamesmanship. There was a ball by the goal. He just picked it up and threw it onto the pitch, trying to waste a little bit more time.
The referee's not looking at his watch yet. Fresno likely to get one more good look at this. This will run out. A goal kick. Was that enough for Vegas? The clock run down enough. That's it. Las Vegas holds on. They score 3 unanswered. And Fresno, an incredible comeback effort, falls just short. Matt, wow, what a game.
Well, both teams promised entertaining football. We certainly saw that tonight. It wasn't the prettiest at times, but at times it was effective. That man there, Kobayashi, was certainly a difference maker for the Las Vegas Lights. Tremendous effort from both teams. Fantastic result for the Lights FC. Disappointment for the Foxes.
Fresno is home next. They take on LA Galaxy 2. The final here, Lights 3, Fresno 2. We'll have more for you from the Chuck after this. Win or lose, what a moment here at the Chuck in Fresno. The Valley has professional soccer. They fall here tonight. A valiant effort down the stretch, but Vegas's 3-goal advantage is too much to overcome. Matt Stubbington is alongside Mike Watts. Full-time highlights. How about this? Opening minutes. Matt Thomas, Las Vegas native. Las Vegas's first professional goal.
Very well taken by Thomas. Set up from this pass. Alvarez to Kobayashi. And Thomas collects, looks up, realizes he's not being closed down, pulls the left foot back and just thumps it through the back of the ball. The ball goes past the goalkeeper, beautifully taken. But the excitement in the first half didn't end there. Continued throughout. Beautiful shot there from Mendoza to go ahead 2-0 at that point. Set up again by Alvarez, the layback pass, the right-footed shot, and the goalkeeper had no chance. Reinisch saw the ball late, did his best to get across, but couldn't carry it wide. And then off of the set piece, the goal that was the difference maker in the end. Wiki, the goalkeeper, the captain for the night for the Las Vegas Knights, putting it back into the back of the net. Beautifully done.
That in the 63rd minute, so this one is sealed up. 3 points, right? Not quite. Johnson, the first goal in Fresno history in the 73rd minute, and Fresno's right back in it.
The timing of his run was impeccable. The touch of his right foot was impeccable. He looked up, the finish was impeccable too. Left-footed past the goalkeeper, Fresno, who had played so well in net for the Las Vegas Lights tonight. Another fine save from him.
Robbing Fresno, that would have been their second. You move forward toward the 90th minute of play. Ball over the top, headed, saved by Fresno, but it's in from a Fresno Fuego man, Renato Bustamante.
As a young player, your coach framed the goal. It's exactly what Bustamante did. He didn't give up on it. finds the way to the back post and just turns it into the back of the net, giving his team the chance, but they weren't able to come all the way back. Kobayashi there, that cool head in the center of the park for the Las Vegas Lights FC. He was the player of the match for their team tonight. But wow, it was a fantastic game from the opening kickoff all the way to the final whistle.
So Vegas statistically maybe doesn't wow, but they get the 3 points. Fresno, you can see a sustainable route to winning games here based on the performance they put together tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Fresno FC, the Foxes, have to be very positive about the performance they put out there tonight against a very difficult opponent. But Las Vegas Lights FC, it's not about the statistics for them. It's about the effectiveness of their attack. And they play a helter-skelter game. It's very effective, very difficult to play against, but they do it very, very well.